Good morning, guys, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check, brought to you by Because Bitcoin. A reminder that there is no second best daily YouTube live stream to talk about these markets. It is our second show since the holidays, guys, but also our last market check of the year. Kind of surreal to say that, honestly. I remember doing these back in January and February. The show looked a lot different, and I'm pretty happy with how everything has transpired and the current production of the show. I really like to see that you guys are enjoying it. And yeah, we're going to continue to pump out these shows all of next year as well. So thanks for being here as always, and hope you guys have had a great Christmas with your friends and family. Let's finish this year strong. We got a few more days left before we can flip over a new chapter into 2024. A reminder that I'm Snorlax. You guys also know me as Tommy. I'm joined by Max, Tucker, and Jackus. Welcome, guys. And real quickly, before we start cooking and sharing the last alpha of the year with you guys, we always appreciate when you guys smash that like button before we get started. Like I said, I'm giving you guys this week to only timidly hit the like button. But next week, if we're not hitting the like button with an absolute fervor, I'll be on you guys about it. It always means a lot to us when you guys engage and enjoy our content. But let's talk about markets. We had, like we said yesterday, and like we kind of outlined, we have had quite a few things occur meaningfully in the market since we were last on air. Most notably, we had a huge move on Solana. Bitcoin was more or less just kind of ranging as it awaits the ETF decision. But what we have seen is that while Bitcoin has cooled off, it has been very favorable for altcoin speculation, leading a lot of people on the panel to believe now that it is finally time for ETH's turn in the rotation, right? Bitcoin had a vertical accumulation that resulted in a blow off top. Solana had a vertical accumulation that resulted in a blow off top. Ethereum has a vertical accumulation. ... Is it also loading the blow off top? Patterns tend to replicate in crypto. That's something that we've learned over the years. And of course, we'll talk more in depth about Ethereum once again, but it does seem like Ethereum is lagging the move that Bitcoin and Solana have already put in. And I think that could end up being, one of the primary narratives as we start this upcoming year. As I expect it to, if it's going to happen, I expect that move to occur sooner than later, probably towards the beginning of January. But also in altcoin land, I see that we have Say pumping once again. It's pretty funny how that coin literally will just chat against the market at times for like 20 or 30% in a day. But yeah, we'll get into more altcoin individuals in a little bit, guys. Welcome. Would love to get y'all's opinion on the markets. I know equities aren't really doing too much notably today. The S&P has pretty much been flat this week, which shouldn't be that surprising given that, fund managers typically take weeks like this off to spend with their family, and thus the heavy volume that typically moves the S&P is not present. So maybe we have a small float higher on price, but big money is not transacting until next year for equities. And I'm sure we're all interested to see how that impacts price in January. But yeah, welcome, guys. What are we seeing in the markets? It's kind of surreal that this is our last show of the year.
Yeah, good morning, guys. It's wild that this is our last show of the year already. It's been such an amazing year. I've had so much fun coming on here, growing the YouTube show, growing the team, growing the community. I've had a really fun year trading as well. I've learned a lot. We've hit a lot of really awesome trades this year, but yeah, I'm really excited for 2024, man. And I titled today's show, obviously, our last show of 2023, what will 2024 bring for crypto? And we're going to get into all that. But look, I feel like I'm a broken record up here every single day, just screaming that ETH is going to go nuts. So Tom, you brought up, is ETH in vertical accumulation? Is it going to have a blow off top? I actually think we're in like inning 1 of vertical accumulation for ETH. And I mentioned this yesterday, but I don't think you can consider a vertical accumulation pattern to truly begin until after it is broken out of a range high. So as far as I can tell, and maybe Tucker could do a little bit of drawing on that part for me. If you draw the range high at like 2150, just like a horizontal line or a box, whatever, I think that vertical accumulation is beginning now. Yeah, right there. I think this is inning one of vertical accumulation that will probably end around 2700. And then we will be talking about, no, I don't see, I don't consider that vertical. I think it
You
starts
want it there? Yeah,
vertical
that's where you
accumulation
want.
begins once we break out of a range, not to the range high, but once we've broken out, we begin to vertically accumulate before expansion and blast off of a range breakout. So I'm looking at this level as inning one, maybe inning two, a vertical accumulation. It will probably curl up to 2600, 2700, flip the ETH CME futures gap that we've been watching right around that level. And then I think you start talking about blast off. We see 3,000, 3,200, 3,300, something like that. And I think it comes sooner rather than later. I'm actually in the camp that the meat of the moves that are to come probably occur earlier in Q1 rather than later. And I actually think even with some stuff that's moving pretty good right now, we actually are more so in like a cool off period right now. And I think the next serious move comes when Bitcoin probably makes a stab towards 50, which again, in my opinion, probably happens. I'd say probably happens early Q1. And Tucker, if you look, maybe you could go back to ETH just for a second. I want to just talk about this because we're getting like a low time frame shakeout. I'm already seeing people on the timeline like, oh my gosh, we're dumping. Oh my, it's over.
I was just typing this up to a friend, Max, because I agree. It's funny to watch people. How over levered in ETH are you right now? We're still above 2,300, and you're talking about how heavy the asset is. Like,
dude,
come on,
it's neurotic.
Sweep, it's over.
Dude, it's over. Oh my gosh, we dumped. Okay, first of all, no. Second of all, if you don't know how to trade Ethereum, it's the meat grinder of all meat grinders. It's the meat grinder that has inspired things like TIA to become the meat grinder that it is. Okay. It's very difficult to trade on perps. You have to be very selective. It wants to shake you out. People trade it with way too much leverage. It's always been like that. Okay. Tucker, could you go to the daily time frame for me, brother? I want to take a look. That daily order block right there. Okay, that daily order block, as long as we maintain market structure where the lows are respected, which has been the theme of the past couple months. Yes, we get shakeouts. Yes, people ape in it at every single high, and this always happens. Yes, exactly, Tucker. As long as ETH doesn't break 2,230 to 2,200, kind of in that region, who cares? Who cares? Spot and chill and throw on leverage at the appropriate times, on these shakeouts. But again, as long as the lows remain respected and we don't make a lower low, this is super bullish, and we're sitting on top of a range high. And I'm not going to monologue all this because I want this to be more of a discussion, because I could literally just go on for an hour about all the reasons I'm bullish ETH here. But anyways, I kind of love seeing people just freak out and lose their minds over this little tiny pump. Or this little tiny dump. It's like we were at 2,200 on Christmas Day, and now we're like, 120 points above where we were, and people are still freaking out. I'm like, I actually would welcome a pullback to like 2,240. Let's fill in some of it. Give me another opportunity to throw on some of the remaining stable coins and cash that I do have that I want to deploy. And then let's start off Q1 with a bang. What do you think you were going to do? Like ape Ethereum on leverage, 50x leverage at 2,400 and get away with it? Did you really think that was going to happen? It's never worked.
Influencers told me, Max.
Everyone did get pretty excited above 2,400. I mean, it's fun to watch, and I even told our Discord community this. I've been studying this fractal that I've shared with you guys, and I'll pull it up later on the show. I've been studying it and following it for probably 4 or 5 weeks now. And I said, I'm actually expecting this to pull back. I'm actually expecting this to drop from 2,400. I don't think we'll go on to make a new low, but yeah, those green boxes that Tucker has drawn around 2,300 to 2,240, whatever, somewhere in that region. I'm anticipating a bleed down into there. I really am. I told everybody that. But I mean, look, the key with something like this, you can't miss the forest through the trees here. People are getting caught up on these little 100-point moves when you're potentially staring down the barrel of 1,000-point upside. I mean, really, like if you've gotten into this scalping mindset over the past couple years because you've had to make any kind of money, you've had to trade these little micro ranges with huge size and a lot of leverage. That's probably not the most effective or efficient strategy right now. Don't miss the 1,000-point move because you got shaken out with too much size and too much leverage on the 1 hour time frame. So, anyways, I'm gonna leave it there. Somebody else cut me off. Let's talk.
Hey, sorry, I was on mute there.
Sorry, I put you on mute. I heard some noise coming from your end for a second, so I put you on mute.
I muted myself, I think too, but yeah, no, we had a bit of a toilet overflow issue this morning, so maintenance is up in here fixing it. You know how it is, but
too much coffee.
No, I wasn't. No, nothing like that. But yeah, look, I've been trying to figure out what's going to happen with Sol and ETH still. Sol is actually beautiful. Like this was a gorgeous little 4-hour FEG, just wick, bang. Like that, I should have taken that. I wasn't even looking at it till this morning, but I mean, I think we probably range around here for a while, at least on Sol. Because if you look at Sol ETH, I mean, we're green today, right? Where Sol was up 4% now, it was up like 10% earlier. And obviously ETH kind of fell off a cliff. But if I had to guess, I would say this pair probably ranges as, at least for Sol, as the rotators rotate into beta. Like we've been doing, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, like for me, I'm like, yeah, I hold a bunch of ETH, but why would I not hold a bunch of ETH beta? And that's kind of been the downfall of ETH for a little bit now, right? It's like, why wouldn't you just hold a bunch of beta, a bunch of Pepe, a bunch of Lida, whatever? So I don't know. I mean, I think beta for ETH needs to move, or needs ETH in order to move.
Let me ask you a question on that though, Tucker. So if you're interested in ETH beta, when do you think the beta really starts to run? How we just recently had like the Sol shitter rotation where all the shit coins on Sol were just going crazy. When does that happen for ETH? Do we need a $3,000 ETH? Do we need a $2,500 ETH? Like, when do you think that people start gambling?
I mean, I think you could see Sol shitter rotation into ETH, shitter rotation into ETH.
Oh, so the bridge ors.
Yeah, the bridge ors. The bridge ors could be here. I mean, you could see like people who made a bunch of money in Bonk go buy a bunch of Pepe and then roll those profits into ETH. Like I could see a movement like that potentially. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, either way, we should see ETH go higher, but I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I mean, 3,000, that's a nice, it's a great move on ETH, right? 3K is a great move, but what is that? Like, 30% or something? Like, what is that? I don't even know. 3K? Yeah, 30% from here. Like, when I could go buy Pepe and hit a 3X, like, it's just, what are we talking about?
Yeah, and also we've been really focused on Pepe for obvious reasons, and we can go over some of those again. But I was talking to our Discord community this morning, and emphasizing all you need to focus on with ETH beta. Like if you're chasing beta on anything, whether it's on ETH, whether it's on Sol, and you're getting into the shitcoin casino a little bit, trying to outperform the mothership, ultimately you just have to chart them against ETH. And as long as, or, chart it against Sol, but in this instance, Pepe ETH, if you could maybe pull up the Pepe ETH chart, Tucker,
yeah,
this is the only thing that matters, right? If you hold Pepe, you'll have to do, yeah, exactly. You'll have to type it out. The only thing you have to worry about is if I rotate into Pepe, what are the chances that it bleeds against Ethereum? Because I'll be swapping my ETH into Pepe most likely. So I just don't want to lose my, ETH denominated portfolio values. And in my opinion, this looks like it's floored, right?
Max, this looks so much like Pepe USD, which is hilarious.
as it should, because it's trading like true beta, right? It's just simply, it's just outperforming ETH, which if ETH is going up and we see this pair move up, you are dramatically outperforming that of spot Ethereum. So this is the only thing that matters. As long as this pair doesn't go on to make a new low, you have a free ride in Pepe. You know, and that it's not just Pepe, right? It's any ERC20 token that you think is beta to Ethereum. Just chart it against ETH. Does it bleed against ETH? If it looks like it's going to bleed against ETH, don't own it. Yeah, Lido's a great example, right? If it's bleeding against ETH, you might as well just hold ETH, right?
Yeah, I don't love the Lido ETH chart, honestly. I mean,
some people do. Some people love LDO. And to be fair, it's like that was one of the very first things people allocated to in January last year. So maybe it's a similar case playing out this year. And LDO catches a huge bid just from funds allocating.
We have a Lido appreciator on this panel.
Not me.
I think it's going higher to start the year. I'm going to be honest, but I'm not trading it because I hate trading LDO, man.
I am the LDO appreciator, guys. Because it's quite simple, though. If you are bullish on ETH, LDO is just a higher beta for ETH. So, and if you're gonna look at this chart that Tucker, put out,
the what chart?
It's the one that you have on the screen. It's as simple as this. Just look at the market structure there, and just like no brainer, man. If ETH goes up, LDO goes up higher. If ETH goes down, LDO goes down lower. It's as simple as this. So it really comes down to the, like comparing the market caps and so forth. And depending on, are you guys, do you have a high risk tolerance or no? And if you do not have high risk tolerance, then, you gotta go with the hard caps. And if you have low risk tolerance, then you go with low caps, right?
Hey, Tucker and Tommy, does Jacka sound okay for you guys? I can kind of, Jackas, I can hear you good, but it sounds a little like, not even like robotic-y, but it just sounds a little like muffled and static. I'm not sure.
It's possible. I can try to reconnect, but I'm not currently at home. Okay. So the connection might not be the best. I hear you guys well, though. It's probably just me.
No, you sound fine. You sound fine. It just sounds a little bit. It's just a little bit bad.
I'll try to reconnect, though.
But see, Lido likes to do this little pattern. I don't own any Lido. I've never traded Lido. But it just kind of does nothing, and then it just gaps up like 100%, So I don't know. I don't know what I'd expect with it. But yeah, I mean, going back to the discussion about just like chasing beta, all that you need to do is literally just chart it against ETH. That's really it.
I mean, the USD pair looks a little bit better than the sorry, my dog was barking and just threw me off. Let's see.
And guys, while Tucker's pulling this up and while his dog is barking, we have a serious issue that we need to address. All right. We have over 100 people watching. We have 22 likes on the YouTube stream, guys. This is the last show of 2023. All right. Not to overemphasize something that doesn't matter, because we'll be back next week. We got to go out with a bang in 2023, guys. There are fireworks on New Year's for a reason. We need fireworks today. So if you are watching and you are a market check enjoyer, please consider hitting that thumbs up button for us, guys. It does wonders for the channel. The reason we are growing so quickly is because of you guys, because you show up every single day just like we do, and you hit that thumbs up button for us. I wouldn't badger you guys to hit the thumbs up button for us like a madman if it didn't make a huge difference. Unfortunately, it actually makes a huge and noticeable difference, and I wish that it didn't matter, so I didn't have to mention it, but it makes a huge difference. So if you guys could do us a solid, just take one quick moment here, this brief intermission, make sure that you're signed into your YouTube account and hit that thumbs up button for us. Furthermore, if you are new here This is Market Check brought to you by Because Bitcoin. We are live here 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, with Tucker, Snorlax, me, Jackus, and normally Will's Outlook. He's not here with us today, but he will be back next week. So if you are new here, please consider subscribing to the channel so that you can be notified and made aware of when we go live. Again, 5 days a week, 10:50 a.m. Eastern time. It's basically an hour and a half to 2 hour long alpha dump where we just talk charts, narratives, sometimes even, live trade, get into some of the weeds, stuff like that. But it's a great time. We like to be a part of your guys' daily your guys' daily routine. So please consider subscribing as well. And now we're bringing this show to Twitter also. So if you guys are watching on Twitter, I think we got like 70 people watching on Twitter, guys. We got 22 likes on the Twitter on the Twitter stream, guys. We got to pump those numbers up, man. We got 70 some people watching. If you're on Twitter, it's super, super easy. Just hit that heart button for us. Maybe hit the retweet, leave us a comment, let us know that you're enjoying the show or maybe that you're not enjoying the show. But we'd love to hear from you. Yeah, and guys, I promise I wouldn't badger if it didn't matter, but it actually makes a huge difference when you guys like, and we're so appreciative of the support that you guys give us on a daily basis. It's overwhelming and encouraging, and truthfully, we love what we do. So thanks so much for the support. But yeah, guys, please consider liking and also subscribing or following if you're watching on YouTube or Twitter. But Tucker, let's go back to you.
Man, before Tucker comes back and enjoys his tea or whatever it is, right? Enjoy it, man. Seriously, the like costs nothing. Like you guys have no excuse. I don't even care. Like you guys fucking piss me off if you don't hit that like button. Like you seriously piss me off. I'm freaking tired of you guys that do not smash the like button. Because like we provide this space is so full of scumbags. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of you guys not appreciating the alpha we share. I'm tired of you guys, and I do appreciate all of you that show up here all the time, that support us, that press the like, because there's so many people that just take the private deals, and I get so many messages every single day, even during this Christmas, right? Every single day. I could dump on you all day long, guys. I do not do that. The team doesn't do that, guys. And I'm so tired of you guys that are just watching and not pressing the like button. So keep pressing the like button, because we provide all this alpha for you guys, because we enjoy it. But we also need your support. It doesn't work otherwise. So please do it, guys. It's a win-win for you and for us. Otherwise, we will have to take the private deals and dump on you, right?
Never. Wise words from a wise man, Chef Jackus.
Yeah, let's get back to the charts.
All right, let's cook. Tucker, what do you got for us?
All right, let's cook.
Speaking of meat grinders, oh my.
Yeah, talk about a meat grinder, man. I mean, I think look, I think a lot of people have kind of forgotten about, geez, look at these drawings down here.
Look at this comment real quick, though. This is hilarious. Proud again. Capitulated and hit the like button. This one stings.
Yeah.
Oh, Rob, that was a funny comment. All right, sorry, Tucker. Keep going.
I think I was drawing like PO3s down here or something. I don't even know what I was drawing down here, but
yeah,
we were publicly aping in the BB Discord down here, just a heads up. But anyway, looks like we have somewhat of a little range up here. I think a lot of people have kind of forgotten about Celestia a little bit. It's kind of lost some of the hype, and you brought up a good point the other day, Max, is like probably once we saw this move, maybe even just up in here above $10, I bet you a lot of people started unstaking their TIA, and then they were just able to sell it probably around here. They probably got real happy. They were able to sell it like 14.
Yeah.
And that's partially why we probably saw a bit of a sell-off. But I think, if ETH is going to go higher and Bitcoin, if everything is going to go higher, this is going to go probably a lot higher. And we had these fibs drawn on it, or I did, like a long, long time ago. I think it was this high, wasn't it? Maybe it was
I think it was that. It was from like the bottom, the opening tick to that first high at like $7 maybe.
This one.
I thought so. Yeah, I thought it was lower.
Oh, you're right, because we tagged the 1618.
Yeah, we flipped it, and then we were looking for that. Yeah,
it got front run at 16. That's right. Yeah. So
no, there's no front run. We're reaccumulating before we hit it. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's real though. That's actually real. Like we're just, they gave us the fake out, and we're just gonna do this, and then probably just boom like that. Like that's what I would expect. Probably. We're probably going to blow through it too. We're probably going to hit like $24-25 on this next leg.
Yeah, I've got a small bag of TIA that I just staked and I'm forgetting about. It's not a huge part of my portfolio, but it's an asset that I think is going to continue to run, and I have no interest in trading it. And I actually prefer to have it locked up so that I literally cannot touch it. Isn't it like a 3-week lockup if you want to unstake it?
Yeah, I think it's 21 days. Yeah, it's 3 weeks. Yeah, but I mean, like Dimension and other protocols are taking snapshots of Celestia stickers like as we speak. So
beautiful.
Yeah, there's gonna be some juicy Celestia airdrops.
Give me all those airdrops. And I mean, I think it just makes sense logically why we're kind of stalled out here. I mean, just if you look at the red box that you have drawn, like a lot of people probably aped and then went right to staking it like day one, okay, or in that bottoming range right there at sub $3, and then it starts to pump like crazy, and they're like at like $5, they're like, oh man, I just hit a 2x, I'm gonna unstake now, and then by the time it gets unstaked, it's at like 3x where they decided to unstake. It's at like $15. They're like, oh shit, all right, I just I just hit the lotto here, man. I hit like a 4x, or I hit like a 6 or 7x in a month. Let me just dump this. And now, there's people with longer term plays on it, like myself, where I'm just going to leave it, that are happy to buy it, even at $10 or above. I don't really care. Just stake it for a year and leave it. And there's other people that, they hit it big and bought it at $2, and they're like, I'm good with my 7x. I don't really care what happens from here, So I think it's just a little cool off. But
do you remember trading it in this range down here?
Dude, I do remember trading. I had some perps plays on it, and it chopped me up. I actually made money on it, but it was horrible to trade. It was a spot play. Like looking back in hindsight, you should have just aped spot and locked it up and left it. That's all you had to do.
That's literally what I did. I tried to do though, but
no, you played it perfectly.
Outperformed.
You played it perfectly. It
was the move. Yeah, it was. I mean, I truly did not expect this to happen at all, but that's how it works sometimes.
Man, I still have PTSD from Luna staking. I'm not even kidding. The 20-day lockup, man. Like I was lucky to unstake at the good time, right? But imagine that you have staked Luna, and I know that TI is not the Luna, and the cycle is different, like the time of the cycle. But like, I'm just saying, like, the staked PTSD is high with me. It's high.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, for stuff like even like Atom and Tia, like the yield on the staking is really just to offset the inflation. Honestly, like that's what it does.
Yeah.
Like if you're not staking, you're losing money. But I understand the 3-week lock is a bit of an issue. But between keeping up with Tia's inflation and getting airdrops, I think it's worth it. Like, I don't know. I'm expecting the Dimension airdrop to be nice.
Like,
you just have to.
I understand this 3-week lockup because at the same time you want to commit, right? Like, you don't want people to stake and then if they get scared, they just panic sell everything at day one. That's not the way you want to do it. At the same time, 3-week lockup is also kind of lots of fun. So, like, I don't know what's the right balance there, but 3-week lockup is also kind of lots of fun. So, like, I don't know what's the right balance there, but 3-week lockup is also kind of lots of fun. So, like, I don't know what's the right balance there, but have nothing, like have 0 days. You don't have people to commit to the chain. At the same time, 3-week lockup seems a little bit too much, especially in crypto terms, right? So I
The good
don't
news
know.
is though, like you could hedge on perps if you needed to. Like if you actually thought there was something systemically broken with it and you were about to get rugged, you could just create a synthetic sell on perps. If you owned 1,000 TIA, you could just short 1,000 TIA on perps somewhere, and you're effectively out of the market. So, I mean, I know it's still like it's a bit of an encumbrance to have it locked up, have a 3-week unstake, but there are ways around it, right? Like if you needed to reduce exposure, you could.
Yeah, there was a question from Sofly. Jake is worrying me. Can you give us an update? So, what does worry you? Seriously, what does worry you? The daily keeps making higher highs and higher lows. And I've been saying, on Twitter that AVE needs to break above 115 level. The moment it does, it flips a major level. And surely, if you're going to look at the weekly, it's rejecting that level now. But you do not know if the level gets flipped next week. So far on the weekly, there is nothing to worry about. On the daily, nothing to worry about. So all this is a market maker's manipulation. All that is. And you just have to be patient. Yeah, that's it. Like look at ETHUSD, right? Currently, if you're gonna look at H1, it's like freaking rejection. It's over. 0 next. No. If you're gonna look at the daily, you do not even get like it can go back all the way to 2,230, right? It can go all the way back down there and nothing changes, not a single thing. And they can pump it all the way from here. They can push it a little lower. They can spend time down here. Does anything change?
I think we need to talk about Bitcoin miners right now. Have you guys seen Bitcoin miners today?
They're flying. They've been flying. They're dumping today, but
dude, all of them. Like I've got a Bitcoin miner watch list. Like every single one of them is nuking.
It's probably down to honestly like the tax thing at the end of the year.
Mechanical balance. Yeah, good point, Tom. So Supply is saying my emotions are getting manipulated, and that's exactly what's happening. Like each time I have people telling me right at the bottom of the move. The latest one was LDO, Leader Finance, we talked about, and people told me, hey man, I see your bullish view right on the weekly. I see that LDO is bullish, but like I think it could go a little bit lower. And I told them right that day, man, if we are getting these feelings, it's probably time to allocate more and add to my position. And guess what? That was the day we bought them. So when you say Supply, my emotions are getting manipulated, you are very correct. They are trying to manipulate your emotions. That's what's happening. And the only way you do not get your emotions getting manipulated is by zooming out. That's it.
The stone cold bottom.
Dude, get that chart off the screen right now.
The stone cold bottom.
I swear I'll shut this stream off right now.
It's called bottom ticket.
I will pull the plug on this stream. That is a fighting chart right there, man.
I don't think it's bottom, Tucker.
My man.
Tommy, what are we talking about?
My man.
We only
maybe the USD price is bottom, but I don't think the ETH price is bottom.
Tucker, you're gonna spend $6,300 on a picture of a pixelated girl as a man. All right. No, I just wanted to confirm.
Now we only need Caroline Ellison on the stream watching the Miladies, and it's a full circle. Max is officially ending BB whenever that happens.
Tucker, he left that up on the screen and then he turned his camera off, man.
Yeah, just for you, man. Just for you.
He left, froze the screen.
Oh man, don't call it a comeback.
Yeah.
Remember this hacked wick? Should have bought
That looks like the Link or SNX chart, man, before they broke out.
Boom.
I got a little Bitcoin chart for you guys if you want to go down the Bitcoin route.
Yeah,
Let's go the rabbit hole.
Should we go corn farming right now?
Corn farming, yes.
All right, let me this isn't Bitcoin, this is CLSK just nuking today. But
What is the level on CLSK, Max? Who could have foreseen?
Who could have foreseen? Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of drew that. I think it probably holds here.
Which do we play? Who could have foreseen, man?
Who could have foreseen? I mean, that's just a pretty ridiculous little sell-off here, man. It probably, yeah, I don't even care to speculate. Like I'm holding a small position still from like down here. Yeah. I sold most of it like right around kind of where we're at now. So I'm still holding it. Like I actually think there's a chance CLSK comes up to like.
Definitely, it does. It does.
Yeah, look right up in here.
Look at the reaction here. Were they precise? No, they took it a little bit higher, but look at the level rejected. Right? They may take it back down to $8, but the red zone is getting tested at some point. And all you need is patience and a risk profile. That's it.
Something like this. I'd like a little reaccumulation right here, and then we just boom. There we go, $40. But anyways, let's talk about Bitcoin. I actually think we're doing this right here. I think that we are straight up doing this here, boys. I think this might happen. This is where the fractal comes from. It's literally like right here. I think there's a chance we're doing this. And I think that maybe nobody's bullish enough. And we might actually see an all-time high before the halving. And then I think we probably dump after and maybe do something. It won't be perfect like this, right? But I could see us then having like coming down below and then back up from there, so maybe, I don't know, some level like this right here. But I've been seriously entertaining the idea of this cycle, quote unquote, being materially different than the previous ones, because we're actually trading a lot more like how Bitcoin trades in the post-halving years rather than the pre-halving years. And if we look at all of them, you can very easily see, how Bitcoin trades. Let me remove these actually here. Let's save this.
I like that you have the block rewards on the chart. 3.125 BTC per block.
That's more for me to remember it, because sometimes I forget. I'm like, wait, are we at 6.25 or I kind of forget. So I just threw them on there one day because I kept saying the wrong thing. Let me save these. We'll just save this as fractal. Okay, that's fine. So if we look at how Bitcoin is trading in like the year before, so let's just mark out like 365 days before the halving. So this one was May of 2020. So we need to go to May of 2019. So let's just go right here. And then we'll mark out the year before this halving. So this was July. It'll be right around here, give or take. We'll just go from July 1st. And then a year before this halving is April of 2020. Where are you? Right there. All right. So obviously this current halving hasn't happened yet, but I want to just take a look at how we're trading right now, because it seems like we're trading a lot more like a post Bitcoin halving rather than before. So I'll just throw these on here. So give me a moment. We're going to try to massage these on here.
Look at this comment, Max. After you're done, we should look. It's kind of nuking.
What's nuking?
SPY.
Is that like the last trading session of the year? They're taking profits kind of thing? And
yeah, they're nuking it. Down about 50.
Down about 50. Okay. We can take a look at, let's look at SPX.
Oh,
I don't know.
Down, sell everything.
It's over. Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah.
I don't think so, man. I mean, I think we are for sure due for a pullback on SPY. I just wouldn't call this like a nuke,
No, I wouldn't either.
I mean, I think that let's look at it this way. I think for SPY, this region we'll revisit this level at some point. I think that we will. Yeah, I mean, nice little breakaway, nice little weekly, a nice little weekly FVG. Yeah, I mean, I think we could for sure come back into this region, do something like this. And then I don't know, maybe back down. But yeah, I could see 4650, no question. I mean, we probably should, but this isn't a nuke, this ain't a nuke. No.
Listen, until we get sub like 4,000, there is no nuke. There's only a pullback to long.
So I'm looking right here at here. I don't even need to name these. We'll just leave them. So this is how Bitcoin has traded in the post-halving years. All right, roughly like this, right? So we had right after the second halving in 2017, and then we also had 2021, right? So this is how Bitcoin is traded right here. And as far as I can tell, we're trading more like these two fractals, which is post Bitcoin halving rather than the pre-halving year. So let's turn these off now, and let's actually look at like the pre-halving years. Pre-halving years would be like, I guess it's kind of like this, right? I don't even really need to, I guess we could do something like this, but it just seems like we're more so in like an expansion period rather than like this right here. I don't really see, I don't see the similarities with like this, I guess it's not too late, right? But it just seems different. It just seems like we're going to have an expedited cycle here, and it's probably catalyzed by one big money node recession is coming, to the secret, quote unquote, of the halving is out and people are front running it. And we also have Bitcoin kind of on the verge of institutional adoption, it feels like. So yeah, it just seems to me like we're probably going to have a materially different cycle this time, and a lot of the benefit of owning crypto and appreciation is probably going to come before the Bitcoin halving rather than after. Not that we can't have a good 2 or 3 year run after the fourth Bitcoin halving, but I really think that we're probably poised to make, or at least pressure the all-time high before the Bitcoin halving. At least as of right now, I can see something like this playing out. I really could. I'm seeing a lot of similarities. So
yeah, I agree. I think it just begs the question, right? If Bitcoin's gonna go make new highs, what's like beta gonna do? It's gonna be wild.
Like what beta? Like all beta?
All beta, but Pepe, Solana, our top picks, Caspa,
Yeah, I think Solana's probably going to be like $250 to $400, depending on how crazy things get. And something to to be aware of as well is that most of the gains for these altcoins actually happen when Bitcoin is basically done. So let's look at Sol. We'll pull this up on a new pane. Oops, we will hide this. We'll put Sol in log. We'll also give it some candles here. But Solana really went nuts when Bitcoin was like top, like topping. So look at Bitcoin. Here's the Bitcoin top right here. Like Bitcoin, let's draw these out. So Solana from when Bitcoin was like at its all-time high, rallied 350%, and Bitcoin from that exact same date, it only went up another like 5%, right? So if we're talking about beta and Bitcoin running, I mean, I think everything at some point will probably stop and watch Bitcoin distribute and form a top or a consolidation, new value at maybe a new all-time high. And then things like Solana run. This is a prime example where total 2 and total 3 go nuts when Bitcoin stops. So yeah, I mean, I think when we start to see higher time frame signs of distribution, or at least a pause for Bitcoin, that's when you just shove altcoins,
Yeah. I mean, I think, against their Bitcoin pairs, I agree. But
well, even after, or even with the sell-off that we had in spring of 2021, right? We had alts go crazy while Bitcoin topped, and then they went crazy again on the second run up. At least, there was select pockets of just massive outperformance. It wasn't like a, what is it? Rising tide lifts all ships like it was in the spring of 2021. But in the fall, I mean, you had Avalanche outperformance, you had Solana outperformance. A lot of it was, ecosystems, of course, and DeFi 2.0, just as some examples. So, there were still really juicy rotations out of Bitcoin ongoing for essentially like a year or more after Bitcoin topped, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, like if you wanna guys look at the real alt season, just look at Doge, and until Dogecoin is trading at $1, until one Dogecoin is more expensive than one scam USD dollar, then until then the real alt season has not come. It's as simple as that. Dogecoin is the ultimate telling tool for alt season. So we can obviously see that alts are, and if you can profit on these little alt moves, that's exactly where we are outperforming the market. But until Dogecoin really pumps, and we'll see if it goes to like, I don't know, like 6 cents, 8 cents, $1. Who knows, But so far, if you zoom out on the Dogecoin chart, you'll see it's accumulating. It's going sideways for nearly a year or even longer, to be honest. So until you see this one bumping, the real alt season has not begun. And we do not know if it's going to go sideways for the next 30 days and then go, or if it's going to go sideways for the next 6 months or 1 year. That's a question. You never know. You have probabilities. You have levels. But when it goes is a mystery, basically.
I find this very interesting right here. When Doge really started to move, like if we are following this fractal for Bitcoin, we would effectively be right around here. All right, we basically be in December of 2020. If that's where we're at right now, Doge was kind of doing what it's doing right now, just trying to move up, kind of chop a little bit, And then when Bitcoin finally, moved out of this consolidation or this pit stop where we're maybe at right now, Doge went kind of nuts. Like that's really when Doge went crazy, was the second half of this Bitcoin bull market. So if we are following this fractal right here, which I don't know if we are, I kind of think we might be, Doge might be about to do this kind of move again. It really might, where it's waiting for Bitcoin to really take that next level up. And if it does, it might literally go nuts. I mean, it could literally go crazy into the halving if we are following this fractal, which we've been literally following it all year. But
wouldn't that line up with Elon was talking about a payment rail on Twitter in 2024? I mean, how could that not be Doge, right? It'll be like USDC and Doge or something.
I said this a while ago, but I think it might be dangerous to not have any Doge exposure, just in case. You don't have to go crazy on it, but it might be dangerous to not have any exposure to it. You just never know.
But the exposure to Doge is higher beta on Pepe.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather own Pepe. I think Pepe. I think Pepe is going to go nuts, and I think it will only seem obvious in hindsight.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Doge is the Bitcoin of meme coins. It's it.
Yeah.
That's it. It's like, it's not going to rug. It's the safest, arguably the most decentralized. It's the Bitcoin of memes. So there's safety in it, and it will still offer great returns, but it's not going to pull 1,000x from here. It's already done that, but it could certainly 10 or 20x from here. No doubt.
It's exactly about each of you guys' risk profile. So, as I keep on reminding, to some people, altcoins are too volatile. To some people, Bitcoin is too volatile. To some people, gold is too volatile. To some people, stocks are too volatile. To some people, to some people, even freaking bonds are too volatile. So it's really up to each of you guys. It's really about a market cap ratio. What is your favorite one? What can you stomach? If you cannot stomach minus 70% on BTC, if you do not see the vision, if you do not understand what BTC is, then go something less volatile. And it's really all about that. So as Max was saying, Doge is the Bitcoin of meme coins. So to some people, and you do not. Sometimes people are like, okay, I'm gonna choose Pepe, and they go all in. You do not have to do that. Just allocate 1%, 2%, 5%, 10%, 20%, whatever is it for you. You need to decide it for yourself. Nobody can tell you that but you, right? So you need to figure it out yourself. What are you comfortable with? So that is going to change, but some amounts of allocation. I mean, if you are not allocated, if you are in crypto and you're not allocated on Pepe or Doge, you're probably doing something wrong. Though. You probably should go into stocks, though, in my opinion.
Imagine thinking bonds are too volatile. I mean, I know this year's been a little bit different for bonds, right? But you got to put your money somewhere. Otherwise, you're just losing.
Yeah. I mean, some people are, like, to be honest, Max, some people are comfortable losing on inflation just to not lose that much as inflation. Like, they're comfy losing some purchasing value, just not that much as inflation. And I mean, who am I to tell them it's not the right move? I think it's not the right move, but who am I to tell them, right? If they do not feel comfy stomaching the volatility of BTC, maybe just losing some value but not all value on bonds, maybe that's the right move. Maybe they are 60 years old and or 70 or 80, and losing 70% of the value in 1 year is not for them, and who am I to tell them? So, but there is no. I understand everyone's like, tell me what to do, tell me when, and that's all I care about. But there is no one single advice for everyone.
Yeah. Tucker, I'm gonna give you the chart back. All right. I'll be back in just a minute.
Perfect. All right. Let's see here. What do I got up? Still Sol. We already checked out miners, dogs versus cats versus frogs narrative 2024. Oh man.
By the way, Tucker, I gotta check SDX because we got a super chat from Ozil, and I'm kind of shy to remind because I forgot.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
All right. So I'm gonna quickly cover up STX for you, Ozil. It's actually my big position, to be honest. I do not like to talk about my big positions, to be honest, because I like to keep them out of people's sight, whenever I have big position, because whenever it start to get shown everywhere, I feel like it's just my impression, but I feel like whenever everyone starts to see it, it's over. So yeah, anyways, STX is my big position. I made lots of money on it this year. But yeah, it's I had 2 levels, as we discussed on our private calls. I was taking lots of profit at 1.1. We bought at 88 cents. We went higher, took more profit at 1.7. I'm not looking to rebuy, but look at the weekly. We just had or monthly even, right? We had a monthly higher high, we had a higher low, and now we had a higher high. Look at the weekly. Nice, strong, impulsive up move. Nothing to worry about. And what can happen from here? Hey, we can spend the next, 1 more month, maybe 1 more, or maybe not 1 more, maybe 5 more months reaccumulating, just like Fetch has. Now look at Fetch. It pumped so much on the AI narrative in January, February, and since then done nothing. Okay, currently it's pumping. That's very nice. But since then it has not done much. Why? I do not know. And that's the reason I'm taking partial profits, right? So stacks went up to 1.7. Strong TA, higher time frame level. 1.7 rejected from took profits. Maybe just continues to just get up higher. I do not know. But right now, Ozil, nothing to worry about. Even if I zoom on the daily, very nice structure, can go even all the way down to like 1.2, $1.20, still good. It shouldn't be going up like 1.15. 1.15 is a sort of invalidation in my opinion. But apart from that, looking good, nothing to worry about. Have the patience. All good. Back to you, Tucker. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, I mean, it looks kind of similar to this, right? Like we had this like rounding. We had one peak and then we exceeded it. Maybe we have a little pullback and then go something like that. But yeah, I mean, I don't own any. Yeah, it's an interesting chart. What is it? Just like Bitcoin beta, Jackus? Really?
Basically, it's basically BTC beta.
Is it supposed to be like DeFi on Bitcoin?
Basically, yeah. But the thing is, sometimes you can have a project that just sounds absolutely amazing, and it's not going to do much, right, in terms of returns. And sometimes, by the way, hello, Janet Yellen, I missed you. Hope you guys
Yeah.
are pumping more liquidity into the financial system. But yeah, looking at the chart here with 1-2s, FTX can easily drop back down to 1.50. Well, like 1.15 is good. Losing it would be not good, right? So even on the weekly, it can drop down there. But like, look at the chart, monthly, weekly, absolutely phenomenal. Even daily, still very intact. So just have the patience. I think this chart is exactly how you want to be getting positioned, for the upside. So yeah, yeah. It's all about Tucker. It's all about the risk profile we keep talking about, right? If you like, you can just if like for some people, I will recommend, hey, if you are just working, right, and you want to store your wealth and maybe make some opponent, just do not look at anything and just DCA on BTC every month. That's all you need. And this is going to differ for each person. Do you want to make more? Okay, you need to go higher risk, but can you stomach that? Can you stomach the downside? If you cannot, stick to BTC. If you cannot stick the volatility of BTC, go to freaking stocks. If you cannot, stomach stocks, go to freaking bonds or so.
If you
It's
can't
that
stomach
simple.
stocks, you shouldn't even be trying to invest at all. Like the easiest play in the world is stocks. Like I think like just so many people fade the easiest stuff because they're like, oh, I can't make exponentials. Well, you can't even hold crypto for a week, so that's why you don't make exponentials.
But
Okay.
Will, in like 30s, in like 1930s, stocks were considered a, the shit coin. Like
Oh, a lot of them. Yeah.
people back then saw that stocks is like scam. It's like, what are you like selling me? Stocks? Get the fuck away from me, man. Like, I only care about bonds. Bonds is the real investment, and stocks is gambling. Nowadays, stocks is the real stuff. Nowadays, stocks is like, yeah, I'm a sophisticated investor, right? And crypto, get away from me. Crypto is a scam. So yeah, it's always about the risk profile, and everyone needs to figure it out from themselves.
Yeah, yeah, that's basically it. At the end of the day, I think a lot of people are kind of not seeing that. I guess the go back to the analogy of the forest through the trees. You see the trees in the distance, hundreds of thousands of trees, and you're saying that's not a forest, that's a bunch of trees. And I think just so many people are missing the plot here when it comes to crypto, when it comes to assets in general. Like we're above all time on so many things. All your ETFs have absolutely exploded. People have lost the plot trying to call for tops, local tops, major tops, so on and so forth. And they're not able to see, they're not able to zoom out. Like look how far Bitcoin is lagging behind SPY. Look how far Bitcoin is lagging behind DJI. Like if you put it up against any one of those charts, it looks exactly the same except behind. And people are like, oh, this is a local top for Bitcoin. It's like, dude, you don't even know what's going on anymore. You've lost the plot.
Are you talking about that comparison we did?
Yeah, like and it's not just SPY. It's also DJI. Like any ETF out there right now is sitting at all time high. And you're looking at Bitcoin at half their valuation right now, and people are like, "Oh, this is where we sell, guys, to get in lower." Not us, but like I'm just saying in general, this is what people on Twitter are saying continuously, day after day after day, and it's like, dude, like, can you just not look anywhere beyond the 1 hour or 15-minute chart?
Has there been an instance, and I actually don't know, it might make sense to pull them up. Has there been an instance in the past where Bitcoin, where equities have been at all-time highs and Bitcoin has refused to join it?
I think there's only been instances of where it's lagged,
Yeah, that's
and,
what I'm
and
wondering.
that's it. Like it's
Well,
it's it's never not typically followed. I want to say this too, Tucker. Can you pull up the total chart Just total one. Okay, just draw a half circle around the accumulation zone at the bottom of 2017, where we went through.
Will, you've come back with such elegance and specificity in your descriptions. Usually, you just say draw a line there. What are you talking about?
He gave a date this time, Max.
Yeah, he did. He came back refreshed after Christmas, a new man.
Draw a line at the distribution zone of 2017. The high.
Just a line?
No, sorry, it's half circle.
Christmas is the time of magic.
Now, draw a half circle around. Yep, there you go. There you go.
Clean that up, Tucker.
Yeah, you really got to clean that up.
Clean that
My
up.
hand slipped, guys. Come on.
Oh man, guys, look. This now. Point out the two bottoms on both of those charts.
Here. Is that what we're talking about?
Yep. Now the other one. Go ahead and grab that COVID.
So, Will, you're comparing the March 2020 COVID crash to basically like October of 2023.
There you go. You got it. A lot of people are missing the plot here.
You're talking about.
They're looking for a deep dive that's already occurred. That's your deep dive. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I actually agree with that, Will. Like before you got on here, we were fractaling. I actually still have it pulled up, so I'll share it just to you, Will, and then we'll go right back to Tucker. We were looking at this comparison, and I'll hide the Doge chart of this same area. Like we're looking for this right now. Basically saying we're trading like, we're basically trading like we did after the third Bitcoin halving, and we're not trading like a normal pre-halving year. So if you're comparing, these two spots on the chart, this area, it might actually be most similar to like this region somewhere around here. And we could be right now in this region. So I'll go back. Yeah, we go back.
Now, what that tells me is, where do we go from here? Well, we go up only. Like, so many people are just not getting it. They're not getting it. And they're going to fail here. They're going to fail here, and they're going to buy the top. Good.
I need the meme up only.
Like, I literally told people, people think I'm playing. Like, I'm dead serious when I throw this stuff out there. I'm dead serious. Like, people are just so far behind this move.
We'd be somewhere in here then.
We very well could be. And no, I would take it up exactly. Tucker.
Yeah, that's literally
where we are right now.
Like, that's where I think we're at.
I mean, it's a decent little pullback there, fellas.
Let's see. I think that the better look at it is actually on Bitcoin, because if you go to Bitcoin and look at that same area, maybe go down to like the 3-day so you can get.
But Max, if you take this as COVID, then we shot out of it, right? Like this would have been.
We did shoot out of it.
So
it would have been like.
So instead of seeing the pullback there, look at the pullback as much smaller, and the bounce out of that pullback is exactly how it did in COVID, right?
So Tucker, I'm not looking for a pullback like that. Like if you could go down to maybe like the 3-day or the 2-day, just so we can see a little bit more information. See that back in maybe like December 2021. So move forward a little bit. December 2020, not 2021. Right there. Yeah. That little cluster. I think we're at that cluster right now. I think that's exactly where we're currently at. And if you go down to the daily time frame, you can even see that it resembles the current price action even more. But you need to go to the daily, right?
No, I agree. But then this can't have been this.
I don't think it was. Like, it won't be parity with it. It won't trade
like
one
this
for one.
Would have had to be that. Right?
Yeah, but
I think that's what it was. Yeah, I think that's exactly what it was.
Yep. That's exactly my thoughts, Max. This is why I said we trade from higher when we were there. I was like, we trade from higher because this is where we are.
Yep.
and people did not want to see it because it was a double bottom. Now here's the other part, Tucker. Draw a line across your 50% mark from your low to your high on 2017.
No, but do you see what I'm saying? Then this couldn't have been this, right? Like this was this, right? This couldn't.
That's what I think. I think that drop right there was more like the USDC FUD, Tucker. I think if you had to pick one, it would have been that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's not overcomplicate it. Let's just draw the line across 50% from your 2017 drop. From your low to your high.
All right. Let's get a 50.
Okay, do the same thing from now. From your low to your high. From 2021 to no. So yeah,
That one?
Yeah. Now grab your bottom. Your zero your bottom.
Let me get rid of these. Okay.
Now look at where we are.
Let me pull this a little more. Okay.
So many people, here's the thing. So many people think that we are at that first breakout from 2017 and we're going to pull back like COVID. Like this is what people are thinking. This is what people are thinking right now.
Well, people think that we're here.
No.
We're really halfway up the bull market right now.
Mrs. Janet Yellen, do you know what people are thinking? That from here we are going straight down to 10K.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Draw your line on the halving, Tucker, for both cycles. 17 halving and current halving.
It would have been 16 halving.
No, not 16. Sorry.
May of
2020.
May of 2020.
Now draw the line on the current halving that's coming. Which scenario are you closer to right now? Are you closer to?
Dude, we were literally. You came on 15 minutes too late. This is a perfect example. Like I want to do this again now, but we literally went over how we're actually trading much more like a post Bitcoin halving year rather than a pre Bitcoin halving year. And this cycle, we might actually make an all-time high, and the meat of the move will be before the Bitcoin halving rather than after for the first time ever.
Yeah, and I mean that's okay because we'll still have a lot of play even after the halving, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm okay with either scenario playing out. Why? Because I'm exposed. Why? Because I'm not an idiot. Like I think a lot of people that are trying to play this game are playing with fire and they have no clue what they're talking about or what they're doing.
I mean, that's with most. Yeah, I mean, that's with most things. But I mean, I literally think we're halfway up the bull market right now. I really do. Like, I think that we are literally in December 2020 right now, and we're probably going to blast off early next year, go to an all-time high, and then pull back after the halving. That's how I'm positioned.
And you know what the funny part is? The funny part is we'll be much higher when that pullback occurs. So everybody waiting for that pullback, good luck.
Will, the shakeout might literally be from like 85K down to 60, a huge pullback. But it's like we come back and Tucker, maybe draw a horizontal line across the double top on Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
Like we might literally flip that level, go to like 80 to 90K and then come back and like dip our toe.
Hang on, I have this.
You know how many people are sitting here right now calling for a local top that will try and say, "Oh, I told you guys to be in," when the market actually starts running. There's so many people out there right now doing this. Like I can't even count the amount of people on my fingers, hands and toes. By the way, all right, hands and toes. That are sitting on Twitter right now, LARPing that there's a local top right now. Sell here, buy lower. The local top thesis is the same as, hey, this is a bear market rally. And believe me, I was part of this is a bear market rally until we exceeded beyond certain levels. And then I was just like, this is not a rally anymore. I'm like, this is a full-on trend. I'm like, people, and here's the thing. You can always change your thesis, right? You can start out from a bounce off the bottom as this is a rally. and then you have to continue to look at it and be like, all right, this is a trend, and then you have to continue to look at it, and you're like, all right, this is a full-on reversal. And if you're sitting there looking at the market like this from these 3 stages, and you're like, I want to wait for the pullback, you're an idiot. Like that's all I can tell you. Like you have no clue what's going on. Like
Yeah, Tucker, I literally
Why
like
is
this is it right here, man. Like I actually think this is possible and might play.
Yeah, this is
Take a percentage from like where we had the top right there against the green line. What percentage drop would that be from there? Yeah, I mean maybe even deeper, right? Like send us back down to like 50K. You know,
PNG.
deeper, right there, retest all of that, man.
Yep, come back below,
From
shake
like
everybody out,
80
and
or
then roll out.
90K back down to 50, man. That's it. Yep, Tucker,
Yeah.
right there, brother, right there.
And
That's
and
what I
here's
think happens.
here's the thing, Max. Everybody out there will be calling for higher above all-time high, right? And then on top of that, nobody will have gotten in at these cheaper prices because you won't see them again. Price will exceed beyond them, and you'll think that you can catch them again, and you're missing. People miss 25, people miss 30. Now people are about to miss 40, and they're just sitting here like, oh yeah, the pullback's coming, guys. Just be ready. Look, I like a lot of people on Twitter. I think Chimps, he's been a bull, but even he's been LARPing at a top. And I'm just like, bro, come on, like you can't see the trend either. I'm like, you're an actually good trader. Like, I don't know why you were calling for a top here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's like a stubbornness or an unwillingness to, shift multi-year long trends and biases around when presented with new information. But I mean, there's, some lower time frame signs that I think people put too much emphasis on lower time frame price action and, signs and not enough on the higher time frames. And I think that's where a lot of people get caught up is, I mean, for example, we were talking before you came on, Will, somebody left a comment and they were like, SPX is dumping right now. Like we're completely dumping, or I don't know what they said, but we pulled up the chart and it's down like 0.5%, 0.75%, on the last trading day of the year. And it's like people put, they expand and extrapolate out the hourly time frame as though it is chiseled into concrete and forecasting what will happen 6 months from now. So people say, oh, funding is like way too high on Bitcoin. Like this has to be close to a top. And it's like the trends will always continue a lot longer than you expect, up and down, up and down. So I don't know. I just think that we are actually being presented with a different environment than we ever have been. And the signs are there. The signs are obvious, but people are refusing to look at it because it actually is a little bit different than it has been before.
I'll give you another example on this, and I'm not going to credit myself because this is somebody else talked to me about this. I thought it was a great thesis. What are we coming up on this year, or next year? Sorry, what are we being presented with next year? Well, it's an election year, right?
Yeah.
What tends to happen on election years? Printers go burr, right? You got to keep your voters. How do you do it? You buy them. And I don't see, if Biden wants to be reelected, which I think he probably would, I don't see a world where he doesn't try and make this economy look as cush as possible going into the election. And I think just a lot of people are just not, again, bunch of trees, hundreds of thousands of them collaborating together. It's not called a bunch of trees, it's called a forest.
This PA, even on low time frames, looks so good, man.
Yeah, I mean, I literally think we're halfway up the bull market, man, and we're going to get that ETF approval sometime, early next year. I mean, within the next couple weeks, presumably. And I think you're going to get that gap up. I really do. It's been a market that hasn't given you that perfect pullback that you wanted. It's also been a market that has dumped aggressively on the lower time frames, but maintained higher time frame market structure. So even right now, as long as we don't break that previous low, none of this matters. We've been doing this all year long. As long as you maintain market structure, man, can you imagine how fun that would be?
That would be insane.
It's
You
as
know what I'm imagining?
simple as this. You are long. You are long. Higher time frame. As long as you do not get any bear signal from the economy or market structure. Until you get that, you are long. It's as simple as this. Higher
Well,
time frame.
here's the thing
Yep.
too. You can get a top in stocks at some point here, and Bitcoin and
Whoa.
Bitcoin and crypto can continue to rally, right? And I think that's what a lot of people are missing out here. Like they're not understanding like crypto and like pull up SPY top when SPY topped and pull up when Bitcoin topped.
SPY and Bitcoin.
Yeah, just put them side by side. Look at their tops where they topped in 2021, going to 2022. I mean, I'll tell you this. I saw a lot of the same people that are calling for a top here, calling for bottoms all the way down in 2022, while they continue to get annihilated on long positions.
Okay, so let's see. What, these tops?
Yep.
So Bitcoin topped. Let's see, right there about.
Bitcoin topped just before what?
Before SPY.
Just before SPY. Now let's go out the bottom of Bitcoin and let's find out where SPY was at that point. Going into the bull run, 2021.
About 2 months before SPY.
Okay. So it led on the way down, and then let's go over to actually pull that first top too. Pull a line on that first top on Bitcoin and pull that same line on SPY. So that was your continuation move right there on Bitcoin following, right? Continued to the upside. And what did Bitcoin do?
Nuked.
Even though it dumped, even though it dumped, it what? It came back up and retested the high. It was just more volatile. If you look at that pull down too, that puke on Bitcoin, it's probably that same bottom you're seeing on SPY right there, where SPY pulled back. If you could line that, no, to the left where you have the green arrow, green arrow.
You want to see where Bitcoin bottomed?
No. So over to your right, just a little bit more. Right there, that bottom. So see how that bottom was about where Bitcoin bounced?
I need a meme. I need a meme of Will saying right there.
Right there. That's the spot. All right, go all the way to the bottom of Bitcoin. Line that out. Right there in the middle. Yep. Now you can see right there, Bitcoin bottomed, right? Before what? Before SPY dumped.
I don't know about that one there, Will.
Right there. It's right there in front of your eyes. What do you mean?
What do you mean? SPY had already
Let's
dumped?
go.
No, I'm not talking about that dump. I'm talking about where SPY ran up and really dumped.
That one? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then after SPY ran up and really dumped, what happened to Bitcoin? Bitcoin had a pullback. Then what did it do? It bounced with the market. Bitcoin and the market are very much more correlated than what people think, right?
Yeah, this happened together. This
Correct.
down.
Exactly. And that's how you kind of knew that you were getting close to a top signal, because they were exactly at the same position when it came on that pullback. And you're like, okay, these two pullbacks are exactly the same, whereas everything else has been off by a bit of a lag or a lead. And so when you start to see them correlate, you start to, at that point, see liquidity move at the same time. And if you're starting to see liquidity exit at the same time on all assets, you start to see it on SPY, DJI, start to see it on Bitcoin, all in the same positions. You arguably are looking for a top somewhere, right? And that's kind of your lead signal that, the market's going to probably end relatively soon. This is honestly, I used Tesla personally. Like, I didn't use SPY as much. I did use SPY and I did use Bitcoin. as the top signal, but I use Tesla primarily as the top signal. It was the easiest play in the world.
Will,
I
are
got
you
this for Tesla
seeing
for a long time.
any signs right now of high time frame tops on
No.
anything? I'm not talking about local. I'm talking about like like a high time frame distribution.
I
you seeing
can't.
anything?
I can't see absolutely any. Here, go on Bitcoin and put it on the monthly.
Can we go
That's
to
what I
Can we
was
go to
saying,
the
Will.
3 month?
That's what I was saying, Will. Exactly the same. I'm not seeing any signs right now of a higher time frame distribution. Not a single one.
I'm not
Like,
seeing anything right now.
Look at this move on the monthly and tell me how bearish that looks. You don't even see a red candle in the past 3 months.
And trust me, I would love to sell right now because I've been in these positions for a while. I'd love to realize some of this, but I'm not seeing anything right now.
Well,
Not even close.
Max, the last distribution was a 1, 2, 3, 4 month drive into a red candle, into a green candle. Look at the last distribution though. Go ahead and identify that for them, Tucker.
What, up here?
Nope. Down right below where we just popped off on Bitcoin.
What, down here?
Yep. That was your last distribution that a lot of people didn't see that was turning into an accumulation, right? And then reversing. And that was where everybody was looking for a top because they were looking at that round circular top and they were like, oh, they're distributing here. But they didn't see the support across the bottom. Go ahead and identify that support there for them, Tucker. Again, high time frame is everything. It's key for everything. You had such an easy play here because support was straight across the board. It wasn't super wicky. It wasn't super predatory. It was the same support for multiple months where they just would not allow price to go below that. And this is what market makers do. They play with your mind. They create a scenario that looks like a distribution, but they continue to support price within the specific price zone, telling you they're accumulating and they're going to push price up. And this is where a lot of people miss the boat. They miss the boat on these type of moves. Same thing at the bottom. Look at Bitcoin at the lows, right? Draw a line on that angle on that drop down. At the very bottom, very, very bottom.
Wait, what do you want?
Across the lows. Draw a line angled towards all those lows.
Well, earlier before you joined.
No, other way.
Well,
other way, Tucker. Left, all the way left. More, right there. Yep, cross those lows. When you start to see price drop like that, that's
especially Will. It also printed a high time frame bull div there as well. If you look at the RSI,
exactly.
And how you don't see those very often. We saw the same thing with TLT somewhat recently, where we identified, looking at the RSI, there was a monthly bull div forming as we were capitulating. So you can start to see, and I think this might have been like on the 2 week, not the monthly, but
it was on the weekly too. It was
it was the weekly or the 2 week or something. We saw some. Yeah, look at that. That in hindsight, that's such a clear example. And I'm looking for the inverse of that to the top side here. Before I start to get bearish Bitcoin, I want to see, a month or two at least of a 2-day, 3-day, weekly time frame bear divergence printing up here. And I'm not seeing that yet. I haven't seen it yet.
Guys, well,
yeah.
When he talked about that market makers are manipulating, the way you feel. Earlier before you joined, we had a guy, Sosafly. His name is Sosafly. He said, and I was talking about, I do not even remember what it was, but he said, my emotions are getting manipulated. And I said, yes, that's exactly what they do. They make you, they manipulate your emotions and they make you so, sometimes even people, they buy the right level and then they retest it twice, just like they have with 25.5k with BTC. They retest it twice and they manipulate your emotions. You sell because you are worried on the lower time frames of your position, and then they pump it. So when you said market makers, they manipulate your emotions, or like you said, market makers They make you feel like it's not happening, something like that. Exactly, and I'm seeing the evidence of that again and again and again, and confirming from people telling me that over and over. Just it's really amazing how it works.
Noah said, "All I can hear is right there."
When we see something like this, that'll be the time to probably TP, right? We see something like this,
But check 2016, Tucker. Yeah, you are on the wrong chart.
more data. Oh wow.
Yeah, you see that. You see that already. You see that already on the RSI. You see that already, right?
Yeah.
And this is where I evolved, where you do not like that's why I say that calling bottoms is way easier than calling tops, and you need to understand that each cycle is very dependent on its current data and macro conditions. It's very hard to call the right top. That's why you take partial profits on the way up. And
yeah, you're probably somewhere in here, which means
right.
You're
And
probably.
Tucker, I actually think that you get a cleaner look on potentially trying to identify tops on like a 2-day or 3-day for the RSI. Like I feel like the divergences are a little bit cleaner.
Yeah, I mean, you could be coming into one of these potentially, but either way, look at it, right? It's like you should stay long the whole time. Like,
yeah, I mean, as long as we don't break market structure to the downside and make a, like looking at the Bitcoin chart, make a lower low, I just don't see a reason to like care about what happens on the lower time frames. People just use way too much leverage, do not know how to just stay long for a bull market, and they just chop themselves up.
People are in here trying to make a paycheck off a position. It's like, bro, if you're in here trying to make a paycheck, you shouldn't be investing. That's basically it. Like, if you need your money back next month and you're investing, that's not an investment. That's a gamble.
That's not good. Yeah, that's what gets you right though. If you need the money, if you need to perform in a month and deliver results in a month or a year, doesn't matter. That's what gets you right, because if you need those results and you're going to make a single mistake, you will try to make up for it and you will make more mistakes, which is going to make you force more mistakes. And it's a loop. It's a loop of occurs. Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah.
Now let's talk about this real quick.
About the likes.
Well, we could do that too. But I was gonna say we've been talking about Bitcoin. Let's talk about ETH now. Tucker, let's dubiously speculate. What does Ethereum do? If we are in December of 2020, what does Ethereum do? What does the Russian coin do?
The Russian coin. So if this already happened, and we're okay. So
yeah. All right. Here goes the masseuse man. He's got those hands all ready to go.
We haven't even, if we're in the camp that we haven't even done vertical accumulation yet, we're still somewhere up in this region, then
I don't know. Show me.
What are we even talking about?
Oh man. Oh man.
That would be like 2.
Oh man, who could have foreseen, Tucker?
Yeah, and then there's kind of your vertical accumulation up in here. somewhere, maybe. I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie, that would be a tough move to hold through. Like
this, like
that,
near
that deviation above the all-time high, and then nuke, and then 10K. That would be horribly difficult to hold
Bro,
through.
but here's the thing though. That total chart
right there.
The total chart is the easiest play in the world. Like you don't even have to think about it. You just look at the total. You're like, all right, we already double tapped the low. We rounded out. Like here, I'm gonna throw up a chart real quick. Tucker, if you could put it in the chat, I'll put it in the market chat discussion thing. Oh, didn't mean to do that. I don't know why I did that. Hold on. Copy.
What'd you do?
I don't know. Put some kind of like weird text thing. I don't know. So here is this.
Oh my goodness, Will.
Yes, I know. Look, it's very colorful. Okay, it's very colorful. But
let me get this.
Those two right there, like I can't make it any simpler, man. Like it gives people a better perspective because it covers up all the bars, so people stop looking at the damn bars and trying to compare this and that, and gives them kind of like what exactly has happened versus what has previously happened.
Can you share your screen, Will? It won't let me copy and paste it on the thing.
Well, I need you to start.
Let me see.
I need you to start posting screens from PC. I cannot do this anymore. It's too much. Like the phone screen, too much.
I mean, if people are in the Discord, you know, they can get all this stuff exclusively. I'm just saying, right?
Wait, Will, these pictures, man, this is like.
I know.
Look, it's literally the best thing ever.
Okay? Will, this is too much. It's like cluttered, man. I can't even.
Look, just look at the distribution.
Well, I can't even see the candles, brother. You have like.
You can see everything, man. All right.
He went to
literally. I don't even know what I'm looking at. Like,
look, the point is to not see the candles. All right, Max. It's not to see the candles.
The point is up only. If you do not see
it, up only. Good enough.
Actually,
right there,
I have a better one. That's less jacked up. Right. I'm gonna try and watch my language. Here. This one's better. That one looks like crap because it's tight. Here you go. This is a little looser.
All right, let's see if I can do this one.
There we go. No.
No,
that's what I'm talking about.
The image is way too large, it says.
Bro.
No.
All right, hold on. I gotta join.
When you're back at your computer for the next show, you can show it.
No, I'm getting on right now.
All right, he's getting on right now, guys. He's getting on right now.
Just give me 2 seconds.
You got 2 seconds.
All right, Will's Outlook is getting on. Janet Yellen's gonna take a back seat for a second.
All right, let's remove Janet Yellen. Now we got Will's Outlook.
Wow.
Tucker, when does that fractal play out right there? What's the date at the top?
There we go.
This summer.
Oh, man.
All right, so you guys might get some echo.
It does coincide with the all-time high before the halving, then a pullback, though, and we could maybe stretch it a little bit.
Thank you for bringing Janet back. Sorry,
wow. We got Will's Outlook and Janet Yellen at the same time. What a privilege.
Hold on. I'm pulling this up. Don't give up on me yet. Hold on 1 second. Let's go here and here. All right, go ahead, Tucker. Let me in here.
Oh, there you are.
All right, guys. Easiest chart in the world. Throw it on the monthly. Just shut up and bid. That's it. Like this, it's not a difficult process here. All right. You got your high time frame distribution, half circle. You got your low time or your high time frame accumulation range, half circle. You got your takeoff, right? Again, retest previous. This is your support break right here. This is your support break. And this is what a lot of people are anticipating to happen right now. Guess what? It's already occurred. Look, I'm going to show you right over here. Over here. This is your distribution. This is your accumulation. This is your support break. Boom, where are we at? Where are we at? Are we below support break? Is that where we're at, guys? Because I don't think that's where we're at. I think we're above support break. Look, I can even adjust this all the way up to here if that makes you feel more comfortable. We are above that same support break. This right here was the suppression zone. Look, tight suppression. Look, tight suppression, breakout, right? Now, I can get on board with people like, hey guys, we're gonna trade sideways for the next couple months. Okay. I don't think anything's wrong with saying that. That's not hard at all. But if you think we're gonna come back and retest, did we come back and retest? It never happened. It never happened. Like people are expecting this to occur. Again, put it on the monthly, right? Put it on the monthly. It's not hard. And look at Bitcoin. This is total. This is total. This is all of crypto combined. It's not even saying Bitcoin this or Ethereum that or shitcoin this or shitcoin that. It's saying all the liquidity in the space moves in a specific way, right? And it's not hard to understand. And I said here, I am accumulating both of these ranges, as in this line and this line. Both of these ranges right here. Now, granted, before I joined, because Bitcoin, I told my followers this. So if anybody like says, "Oh, I never got the signal," and you've been following me, you 100% saw this. 100% saw this. I told people, bidding. Look, on the weekly, you don't even have to think. You don't even have to think. Just put it on the weekly. Look at your lows. Again, just like Bitcoin, what happened here? Lower low, and then what'd you see? You saw higher lows on
Yeah, what are these
stochastic,
new like
right?
indicators? I've never seen these.
Higher lows
What
on
is what is that on
RSI.
the bottom of your screen, Will? I've never seen that before.
So this indicator right here is it's kind of like open interest in a sense, kind of like what you guys look for, but it measures it in a different way.
That just looks like stochastic, right?
Well, it's kind of like a combination of stochastic and a few others. But basically, anytime you end up in this low end range zone right here, you're bidding really hard, right? You're bidding
Wait. Well, you said right here. You didn't say it right there.
right there. And right there.
Okay.
And right there. Like you can see almost every single low time tick here. We've had good bounces. Now the only time that it failed was right here on FTX, and that's how you knew that this is a fake out right here. Because here's the thing. You had the low drop, right? And then you had price do what here? You had price dip even lower, and what happened here on your open interest? It stayed above, right? People continued to long, continued to play into the position. Not only did you have the long, look, you had the bull div, you had the stochastic bull div, you had the RSI bull div, and you had the open interest long div, right? Like there's just so many things in this low end range that told you to buy here. And then not only that, the breakout, yeah, I understand that people thought the initial was the end, right? I understand that. But once you broke above, look, I'm going to give you guys the most alpha in the entire world that nobody will ever give you. Okay? Nobody will ever tell you this stuff. When price drops below your previous low and then sits there below that low and hovers and then breaks, now keep in mind, it fully retested this low, fully retested it, came back down, and what did it do here? It broke through it with major force. When you see this, your trend has completely flipped. It's no longer a bear market rally. It's something you need to pay attention to. And then what happens? Well, we get a retest of liquidity. Boom, boom, very short-lived. This is your COVID dip, guys. This is your COVID dip that you missed, that everybody's calling for 10K. That's your COVID dip. All right. Your retest of liquidity and your breakout again. Suppression of price, squeezing into support, into the breakout. And now what are we doing? Up, up, up. Even though we're coming chopping here, we are trading to the upside, right? Price is going to do this. It's going to go this way. And then eventually, while everybody waits for the pullback, it's going to do this. And then eventually, it's going to do this again.
Hey, hey, Will, you're absolutely cooking, man. But I have to just, we need to have a discussion here, okay? Because I have to log off right now. All right, I've got a ride waiting for me. I'm still in Florida. I don't want to cut you off while you're cooking. Okay, so I'm gonna ask everybody else up here. If I log off right now and Will keeps on cooking and you guys want to keep going, can somebody else close out the stream and do it with enough oomph to send us off into 2024? Because I have to go right now, but I don't want to cut anybody off while they're cooking. It needs to be a finished meal, you know.
I was closing out. That I was pretty much closing out. So if you want to send it, that's fine. This is.
But you need to leave us in 2023 with the like talk.
All right, I'm gonna do it then. Will, we're gonna have to save the rest of this cooking. I mean, you were wrapping up, so maybe it's like instead of a medium rare steak, we pulled it off early. We've got a rare steak, but rare steak is still delicious. So, Will, we're gonna end it here, guys. Listen, guys, what an amazing 2023. I had such a blast building this business with all of you up here. All of my teammates, big thank you to the community as well. I know a lot of you found us here in 2023. We've been in business for just over a year and a half now. What an honor it is to show up here every single day and hang out with you guys and discuss markets. We will be back on January 3rd. We're going to take an extra day off for New Year's. So obviously tomorrow we're off. It's Saturday, then Sunday, then New Year's, and then we're going to take one day off January 2nd, but we will be back first thing January 3rd for the new year. Guys, if you haven't yet, please consider hitting that thumbs up button for us or hitting that like button on Twitter. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please consider subscribing to the YouTube YouTube and also following our Twitter so you can be made aware of when we go live. Again, if you are new here, this is Market Check brought to you by Because Bitcoin. It's our daily live YouTube and now Twitter show. We are live 5 days a week, Monday through Friday at 10:50 a.m. Eastern time. It's about an hour and a half to 2 hour long alpha dump with Tucker, me, Jackus, Will's Outlook, Snorlax. I mean, it's just an alpha dump, man. It's just an absolute alpha dump, man. We got a five-man army up here, and we basically just talk a bunch of narratives and price and have a great time. So please consider subscribing, guys. It's been an amazing 2023. Now, if you are not in our Discord yet, you're going to have to hear me out on this. Okay. I've been warning everybody, but it's not a warning that I hope falls on deaf ears, man. I really mean this when I say it. All right. Right now, you can click on the first link below, becausebitcoin.com/premium. If you're watching on Twitter, there is not a link below. So I'm just talking to the YouTube crew. But guys, it's becausebitcoin.com/premium. That will take you to our website where you can sign up for our premium services. Early next year, we are launching a new product called the BB Terminal. All right, this is a state-of-the-art trading terminal. It has data. It has a lot of charts. It has, it's like basically like a Bloomberg terminal, but for crypto guys. All right, it's called the BB Terminal. Tucker, maybe you could link that there in the comments, or maybe even share the screen and show the Twitter or something like that. I don't know. Do something. We got to show him something.
I gotcha.
He's got us. But that's launching early next year, guys. That's going to be included in our top tier package you can find on our website, becausebitcoin.com/premium. So right now you can get into the Discord for $149.99 per month. You've got basically the entire Because Bitcoin team in there. The community is awesome. It's a true hive mind, and the entire panel up here shares active positions. All right. So if you want to take your trading to the next level and you want to actually see behind the curtain of how we, the Because Bitcoin team, places bets and actually moves our money around, you can see behind the curtain. And we host 2 private live streams, upwards of 2 hours per day of private live voice calls with the entire Because Bitcoin team and community in our Discord. It is great value. It's basically $5 a day. It's a cup of coffee, and you will absolutely feel as though you are being attended to, and it is worthwhile and is extremely extremely good value. One might even say deep value. Getting into the Discord right now is basically like buying Bitcoin at 16K. This is a deviation below fair value because, like I mentioned, in early 2024, we are launching BB Terminal. If you're on YouTube and you're looking at the comments, Tucker linked to Twitter. All right. The BB Terminal is launching early next year. It's a Bloomberg terminal for crypto. It's absolutely awesome. We're so proud of it. We're so excited. And the price of our services are going up dramatically next year when the BB terminal launches. So if you want to be grandfathered in to the current price of $149.99 per month, and that will lock you in forever as long as you don't cancel, you're going to be very happy a year from now because you're going to want to use the BB terminal and you're going to be like, damn, it was so much cheaper. I could have gotten grandfathered in. Max told me about this every single show and I didn't do it. So I would highly encourage everybody to check it out. You will love and enjoy and appreciate and elevate your trading career by just being in the Discord. But now, early next year, you're going to receive access to the BB terminal. And all of our Discord members will actually be part of the beta testing crew. So you will get access earlier than everybody else. You can actually help us shape what the BB terminal is because we'll be looking for a lot of feedback. So if you want to, again, take your trading to the next level, trade with us, talk to us 2 times every single day. We share all of our positions and premium analysis stuff that we don't talk about here on YouTube. Check out the link below. It's becausebitcoin.com/premium. And again, in early 2024, you will be given early access to the BB terminal and you'll be grandfathered in at the current price of $149.99 per month for life as long as you don't cancel. So that was a mouthful. Oh my goodness. But, we got to end 2023 with a bang, guys. So, again, please like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for the overwhelming support in 2023. We grew like crazy, and it's because of you guys. It's because of your guys' consistent support of all of us and what we are building here because Bitcoin. So, big thank you from all of us to you. And we will see you guys next year, 2024. Reminder, we will be back January 3rd at 10:50 a.m. Eastern time. And just as a reminder, that is on our community page here on YouTube. So, if you forget, you can check that out. It should be the top post there. But guys, thank you so much. Big thank you to the team for killing and just crushing 2023. What an amazing year it was. Big thank you to all of our supporters, you guys in the comments. We will see you guys in a few days. Have a safe New Year's. Don't drive on New Year's, guys. There's a bunch of idiots out. It's literally amateur night, Just have a nice steak and stay in, all right? I don't want to hear about anybody doing anything stupid on New Year's. So guys, have a great New Year's and stay safe. Take care.